Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's just jump right in. Because today we are tackling something literally all of us can relate to. Mosquitoes. You know the drill. It's the middle of the night, you hear that high-pitched whine right in your ear, the sudden itch. It is just the absolute worst, right? But what if we completely flip the script on that entire experience? Today, we're going to explore a wonderfully surreal narrative that takes the ultimate summer pest and gives it this really charming, kind of absurd twist. As you'll see, we're diving into a story all about negotiation, consent, and honestly, unexpected friendship. It's a pretty hilarious hook, isn't it? What if parasites actually asked for permission? I mean, seriously, think about that for a second. We are just so incredibly used to insects taking exactly what they want. No questions asked. I mean, the very definition of a parasite is this one-sided, completely unwanted transaction. But what actually happens to our perception and our reaction when you introduced just a little bit of common courtesy into the food chain? Well, take a look at the immediate, frankly hilarious visual contrast we get right here. Look at the boy in the red shirt. His eyes are wide, his mouth is just hanging open. It is a portrait of absolute frozen horror. He's having that completely primal reaction to a bug flying right up into his face. But then, look at what's actually terrifying him. Sure, it's a mosquito, but it's got this adorable, oversized, kawaii-style design. And honestly, the absolute best part? It's sporting a dapper little red bow tie. It's holding its tiny front legs up in this gesture of gentle inquiry. The visual dissonance between the boy's absolute panic and the mosquito's total gentlemanly composure is it's brilliant. And here is the pitch, delivered exactly like this. May I bite you? Just let the utter, deadpan professionalism of that sink in for a second. It isn't a sneak attack. It's no ambush. It is a formal, polite request for a blood donation. The sheer ridiculousness of a bug seeking verbal consent completely shatters our expectations, and, weirdly enough, it immediately endears us to this little red bow-tied pest. Section 1. Escalating the negotiation. So, as any good salesperson knows, a no, or, in this case, a look of petrified silence, is really just the beginning of the pitch. Our mosquito friend isn't just polite, he is highly structured. He is employing this almost bureaucratic logic to secure his meal. We started with step 1, the initial verbal request, but when Not doesn't get immediate results, he doesn't just fly away, and he doesn't just bite without asking. Nope, he moves right down the funnel to step 2, the follow-up, and eventually to step 3, which is where things get truly administrative. Look at how this escalation plays out visually here in step 2. Notice the boy is now wearing a blue striped shirt. So time has passed, the chase is officially on. The mosquito is hovering incredibly close now, right at the boy's nose. And check out the wardrobe change. Our persistent little friend has swapped to a blue bow tie. But more importantly, look at the double speech bubbles. May I bite you? May I bite you? The persistence is definitely ramping up. That initial polite request has become an in-your-face, unavoidable follow-up. And the boy's expression, it's morphed from pure terror to this sort of stunned, cross-eyed disbelief. Now, step 3 represents the absolute peak of the absurdity. The boy has fully retreated. He's seeking refuge behind a bathroom door, looking incredibly hesitant and, frankly, pretty annoyed. But you cannot escape the polite bureaucracy. The mosquito has completely cornered him, and he isn't just asking verbally anymore. The bug is hovering there holding this tiny, meticulously crafted clipboard with a piece of paper that simply says, "Please." He is literally seeking formal written consent. I mean, it's just a masterclass in escalating visual comedy. Section 2. The turning point. Talk about a massive paradigm shift. On the left, we have our starting point, the boy in the red shirt recoiling in sheer terror from that very first request. But look at the image on the right. The lighting has completely shifted to this beautiful, warm, golden hour glow out in a forest setting. And the boy, who's now in a green shirt, is completely relaxed. Actually, scratch that. He is beaming. He's looking down at the mosquito, resting peacefully on his arm, and it is a picture of joyous, willing consent. That initial wall of fear has just completely crumbled. And here is the verbal confirmation of that massive shift. Thank you very much. The boy isn't just tolerating the bite, he is enthusiastically grateful for it. He's literally yelling his thanks. Our polite little parasite hasn't just secured a meal, he has somehow completely won over his host. Section 3. A surprising partnership. Let's look at the aftermath of this bizarre consent-driven transaction, because this is no longer a relationship between a pest and a victim. This is a shared victory. The boy is covered in dirt and sweat, pumping his fist in the air with this massive, exuberant yell. And right beside him, completely mirroring his excitement, is our mosquito friend, hands clasped to its cheeks in pure joy, complete with a little glowing light bulb illuminating above its head. They have clearly just solved a problem or hatched some brilliant idea together. The act of polite negotiation didn't just result in a bite, it forged an actual dynamic friendship. So, what does this all mean? The crucial point is this: politeness transforms pests into partners. This brilliantly illustrated story shows us exactly how visual cues and totally unexpected behaviors can completely flip our natural expectations. By just applying human concepts like courtesy, persistence, and formal negotiation to an insect, the narrative totally disarms our instincts. It takes something we universally despise and turns it into a collaborative, lovable ally. I really want to leave you with this thought as we wrap up this explainer. Could a little communication turn your biggest annoyance into a brilliant symbiosis? Whether we're talking about a literal pest, a frustrating coworker, or some insanely difficult project, this surreal little story is a great reminder. Sometimes, approaching a completely unwanted situation with just a bit of unexpected courtesy and a real willingness to communicate can completely change the dynamic. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. And hey, next time you hear that familiar whine in your ear, maybe just check to see if they're carrying a tiny clipboard first.